What is this thing? Hold on, I gotta find my inner ennui.
Canaan voice.
Yep. I really like that statue. It's my favorite statue.
Look who it is.
This guy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan.
And I'm Austin.
And we're here to play games.
Badly.
That's right. Welcome to the first episode of Xenosaga Episode 2, Jenseits von Gut und Böse. And I don't know if I'm gonna say that subtitle every time because it's a little interesting. But we're just gonna fire it up.
Yeah, it doesn't flow off the tongue quite as fast as the first one did.
Der Welle are marked. Yeah, so we are bringing in our Episode 1 clear data from our previous playthrough. If you have not seen Xenosaga Episode 1, this might be a little confusing for you, so I'd suggest checking that playlist out. But right away, we get, because we have Episode 1 clear data at all, we get swimsuit for Ziggy and Kos-mos. And the geriatric swimsuit, which is weird.
That is very strange. Earned a geriatric swimsuit.
Yep.
Okay. Is it the professor's?
We'll talk about what that is more a little bit later. It might be the professor's. So yeah, you can kind of see two channel or 5.1. Yeah. What? Oh yeah, it's going back through it. Okay. So yeah. So I think. Yeah. Okay. You can do Dolby Digital 5.1 or 2-channel. I'm just going to set up to that. Sure, it's fine. Okay. And yeah, we will get other clear data stuff. And we'll talk a little bit more about that once we get into this game here. But for now...
Is it like gradual game stuff or is it all the front?
No, we get points. Like skill points.
Oh, right. We talked about that last time.
Yep.
What you're seeing here is actual footage from the violence that erupted before dawn this morning. These seemingly coordinated Realian attacks were reported throughout Federation territory, prompting government officials to consider this movement an act of terrorism. The response to these Realians has been... There's been a new development. As internal agencies continue to analyze these violent events, a flash action report within the Federation and obtained by this station indicates that only Realian models created within the last 2 years, or those receiving adjustments in the Miltian star system, have been implicated. Although this is not a complete list, we have obtained a partial list of units matching these criteria. This list includes DZ-100-6448, DZ-2000330, DZ-100-1007.
Today was just the beginning of the ensuing violence. These Realian outbreaks are spreading like wildfire. They'll be reading off plenty more model numbers in the media tomorrow. I can assure you.
So, what does that have to do with the operation? I'd like to know why I was chosen for this mission. I'm told that the military has detained all of its Realians. I find it difficult to believe that they don't have any misgivings about us.
He looks like a variant of Junior.
You're a Realian who's been especially created and configured by Vector itself.
Interesting.
I've been given the CEO's personal guarantee that you won't be affected like the others.
Besides, no ordinary pilot could possibly control your craft. That makes you very vital to the operation.
I don't believe you two have been properly introduced yet. This is Chaos. He'll be joining you on board as your navigator.
Okay.
I appreciate the offer, but you may want to reconsider. A regular human can't ride in that thing.
Right. That's why I'm here. Don't worry.
All right, it's settled then. Good luck to both of you.
mentioned in the briefing, this is a top-secret mission. All IFF code transmitters will be switched off, and under no circumstances will you receive backup from this vessel. You'll have to manage your descent and return on your own. You can expect heavy resistance from both UTIC enemy craft and Federation military units deployed throughout Miltia. It's gonna be dangerous, so watch yourselves out there.
Don't worry. I'm coming back.
Operator, requesting confirmation. We are to head to point NN441, correct?
Correct. The URTV force is currently deployed at the target location. Your primary objective is to retrieve them. Protecting them should be your first priority.
All of them?
Affirmative. If the situation allows, you will then infiltrate UTIC's mother frame and acquire the Y data, the root of this conflict.
Roger. We'll do what we can.
ES Asher, startup sequence complete. Requesting launch.
Launch request confirmed. Now guiding ES Asher to Deck B.
Is this a past event or sequential to what we encountered at the end of Xenosaga 1?
That's a good question.
It's hard to tell.
Defensive shields deployed. Ready when you are.
Roger. Initiating launch procedure. Good luck.
Also, Chaos's voice actor being different is throwing me off a little bit.
Yep.
It's a cool looking not gear.
Yeah, the ES Asher is pretty cool. You notice, named after a tribe of Israel, just like the Omni Gears and Xeno Gears, they're anima relics.
Right.
Currently passing through the troposphere. Outer hull temperature returning to normal.
It's a lot of chaos.
Adjusting descent path by 0.22. This should get us closer to our target. Approach warning. Incoming craft detected. They're on an intercept course. There are...
We'll take them all out. Stop counting and take control of the shields. We'll use the shockwave to gain an advantage on them. You've got control of the weapons.
Roger. It looks like they're unmanned. With no G-force limit, they can outmaneuver us. They might pull some crazy moves out there, so be careful.
It just makes them all the more predictable.
Haha, take that, you jerk. Yeah, the first thing I thought when we started seeing all of this was the Song of Seraphim.
What's that?
The first thing I thought of when we saw all the Realians going crazy was the Song of Seraphim.
The Song of Nephilim?
Nephilim, yes, not Seraphim. Wow. I know it's been a minute, but like, come on.
It's all good.
There's no end to these guys. And we don't have much ABR energy left either. Let's find some place to set it down.
You used all your fuel to shoot 4 shots. Good pilot, good gracious. Nice shot. Man.
Crunch.
We're empty.
Just bash him in the head. Yep.
Have
Here,
fun
you
with
can
that.
hold this. Hold this for me.
All enemies destroyed. It's true. You really are as good as they say.
How are you handling the feedback? You know, a normal person would have probably passed out by now. I don't want you jeopardizing the mission.
Nah, Chaos is anything but a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. It feels like it's had some special tuning, but that just makes it more interesting.
I see. Well, if I get anything unusual from you, I'm cutting the bypass to the navigator immediately. I can operate this thing fine by myself.
Roger.
Here we are.
Nice. Chaos's remake isn't as egregious as some of the other ones I've seen.
We're pretty far out from our objective. Plus, I'd say the defensive network we saw on the way down takes out the idea of an airborne approach.
We'll go by ground then. Fortunately, the rubble from the burned-out buildings should provide us enough cover to cross the city unnoticed.
Agreed. We'd better get moving. We don't have much time.
Not much time? Does this have something to do with the URTVs? Those designer children?
Yes, that's right. We need to protect them from the coming crisis. If and when it occurs.
You do realize that's a different story from what I heard in my official briefing.
No doubt. As the Federation government's special forces, the URTVs were sent in ahead of the invasion. I'm sure you understand what they represent in the conflict against the UTIC organization.
Right. I understand that they're bioweapons sent in to sever the link between the UTIC's mobile weapons fleet and their source of power, the Zohar.
The higher-ups have complete confidence in the URTVs. They are the military's trump card. Unfortunately, the brass are also blind to the potential dangers of the URTVs.
Fascinating. I hadn't realized the situation was so desperate.
Now you do.
Mm-hmm. Old Miltia. All right, so here we are. We're in the ES Asher. We have Canaan and Chaos. Let me just, whoops.
Canaan being his name is interesting.
Yeah, so if you'll notice, we do have quite a lot of skill points. 1860, that's from the import. So that's the other bit of it. We'll get into skills a little bit later. There's not a lot we need to do with it at this exact moment because we're in the ES Asher. Speaking of, you'll notice the ES Asher has is level 20. Kind of has some abilities and things. It's very different from episode 1. And we're gonna get right into it. But yeah, this being Old Miltia, the discussion of the URTVs, it should be fairly clear at this point. This is in the past, during the Miltian conflict.
That's what I assumed it was, but then Chaos being there, and I don't know, I just... I was like, oh, either things have gone way worse since we exploded the last big problem, or this is the past.
This is the past.
What is this thing? Hold on, I gotta find my inner ennui.
Canaan voice.
Yep. What is this thing? They're so bored. It's a save point. Thank you. If you touch it and press circle, you can record your current progress and restore your health. What is circle? I don't understand.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, so this automatically restores HP and EP. We're gonna go ahead and save. And that's the episode. No, just kidding. All right, let's keep going.
It's cool that you get to walk around in the suit.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of instances where you're able to do that in this game.
That's cool. The wrecked truck is blocking our way. You'll automatically lock onto anything destructible when you get close to it. Press square to destroy it. How do you destroy things is up to you.
Phew. Yeah, so the
I think we should've kicked it
destructible...
instead.
Do what?
Should have kicked it instead.
Stab. Destructible objects return from episode 1.
There's a lot of obstacles. Is it possible to shoot at multiple targets? When there are multiple targets, press the L1 button or R1 button to switch between them. I'll let you handle the targeting. Okay, but what about simultaneously?
Nope.
Screw this tank.
This tank out of here.
I do find it interesting that a lot of these AIDS units have stiletto heels.
It's stabilizing or something. Let's see.
I guess.
Power shield. I think that's equipable, actually. I don't remember where to do things. Oh yeah, here it is. Accessory.
Is this menu just as bad as the last one?
Nope, this is a little bit better, in my opinion. So we've got our status menu where we can equip things. We should be able to, once we're on foot, we'll be able to mess with character equips and stuff. Tech menu, which can show normal and special attacks. Special attacks in ES units are very interesting because the co-pilot dictates what some of them are. I believe you get the same first special attack regardless, but your co-pilot will determine what your second one is.
Oh, interesting.
And then these are the standard abilities of the ES Asher, which once we get into a battle will become more obvious. Then there's skills, which the skills menu is a little bit convoluted. We have the pass for level 1 skills, and there are different classes of skills that let us learn crazy stuff. And I don't believe Canaan has the ability to learn any skills at the moment, so... there are ethers. ES Asher does not have any, but it is possible to use ethers in specific ES units.
Interesting.
Okay. Let's make sure I am... Okay.
So, are all the suits referred to as ES units in this one?
Yeah, and ES units are different from the AEGS units. I think they use the AMWS initialism in this one, but yeah, all the ones we control are going to be ES units.
Okay.
So tell me, what exactly are we expecting to happen here?
Well, the problem is that the URTVs aren't merely machines. They're real people, with their consciousness intact. The system that currently controls the Zohar was actually designed to be used for the UMN transport system. However...
Yes.
Well, they experimented with the transport of living beings numerous times, but every attempt ended in failure.
According to the records, 99.76% of them were killed instantly.
Ouch.
However, it seems that on very rare occasions, there were survivors. They didn't exist as people anymore, though. They were just things, never able to recover their consciousness, the very element that made them human.
Mental breakdown.
Lieutenant General Helmer concluded that if contact with the system led to the destruction of the human mind, then even the URTVs created as the system's antithesis might be affected. Therefore, if the URTVs were to suffer a mental breakdown, then likely the Zohar, a source of infinite energy, would spiral out of control. That would be devastating.
And yet, the General Staff decision wasn't overturned. I suppose that's where we come in.
So when they're talking about transporting people, are they talking about like just unprotected by ships?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, contact with the UMN. Okay, here we go.
EMS.
Enemy AMWS.
they're all gears. Come in contact with an enemy to initiate combat. Let's go. They sound really bored.
Yeah, Canaan in particular is always bored sounding.
Which is fine to some degree, because, like, maybe this is just nothing for him. All right, I'll explain the controls during battle. I'm not going to repeat myself, so pay attention.
Fine.
Right. The fastest craft will move first. The order is displayed using icons on the bottom right corner of the screen. There are 3 enemy icons: mechanical, biological, and gnosis. Yeah, this is all stuff we've seen before.
Yep.
Press square or triangle to attack immediately. The icons on the bottom left of the screen display the attack information. If you're unable to use an attack, the selection will be grayed out. Select the target with the directional buttons. The enemy can have its front or back to you. If you attack an enemy in the back, your aim will be 100% and the critical rate will increase by 50%.
It's nice.
Of course, when the enemy is facing away, it is to your advantage, but the opposite is true if you are facing away from the enemy. Understand how it works so far? Then take care of the enemies in front of us.
All right, we're going to go ahead. Let's see. So let me look at our... Okay, so these are our specials. There is the stock command. They haven't really talked about it yet, so we're just going to do some standard attacks. These guys are pretty easy.
Nice. Okay. Raid bash.
Yeah, they take a lot more from the melee attack. Boosting is back.
Yeah, boosting. Press the R1 button to display characters who are able to boost. Pressing the R1 button in the corresponding square, triangle, or circle will allow you to boost. Try boosting now.
Oh, it's actually, yeah.
Forcing you to do it.
R1 is incorrect. Either that or I have my controls mapped incorrectly, so I'll check that later. But anyway.
Was it like R2 or something?
Yeah.
Gotcha. You can press X to open the command menu, and I'll bring it up now. This will charge the craft's energy by 100. You can check the current charge value by looking at the EC meter. Basic attacks will charge the EC meter by 25. This will open the special attacks menu. Special attacks require EC energy. Changing the co-pilot will change the available special attacks. I'll charge the EC to 200.
Okay.
So because you have Chaos as your co-pilot, Icebuster and the other one are...
Yeah. No, I believe Icebuster is what Chaos gives to the craft. I believe Shotbuster is always the level 1 for the ES Asher. I could be remembering that incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Gotcha. The values 100 and 200 next to the special attacks indicate the amount of energy needed to execute them. The event slot during the current turn is displayed. There are several types of event slots, which will change with each turn. CTC, BST, SKL.
Yeah. Critical. Critical rate up, boost. I'll probably explain this in a second. Skill points up, random, and then back to critical.
Yep.
Yeah, here it
event
is.
slots have the following effects, yeah. Increases chance of critical hit by 50%, increases rate of which the boost gauge rises, increases skill points earned from the enemies. Again, this is all stuff that we covered in Xenosaga 1. This is some new stuff, though. There are 3 random event slots and 1 non-event. Increases ether damage and healing by 50%, ETR. Target loses its turn if damaged by an attack, and target's boost gauge increases if attacked.
Yep.
Interesting. Only enemies in characters' battles give skill points, so don't worry about skill in this battle. That's about it for now. The rest you'll have to figure out for yourself.
Okay.
Thanks,
So-
buddy.
Let's go ahead and we'll use Ice Storm. Doesn't matter.
So, are the not gears, not eggs units more prevalent in this one than they were in the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. They feel like an actual part of the story and not just a side thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot closer to the way gears were used in Xenogears.
Gotcha.
You actually use them a lot.
After a battle is over, enemies will be unable to detect us for a little while. So during that time, oh, this chaos. So during that time, we won't get into another battle, even if we come into contact with an enemy. I kind of miss Chaos's like higher pitched voice.
Yep.
A little bit.
Me too. Yeah, you can only equip one of those, but we got a power shield and auxiliary armor A equipped now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. All right.
This whole tutorial area is pretty straightforward.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything over here. McDonald's drive-through. Give me 2 cheeseburgers.
We're a little hungry. Could you just throw the bag at us?
Yeah.
That's a trap. It has various effects on enemies within its range. Destroy it to set it off. Traps. The color of the trap indicates the effect. Traps with different colors have different effects. Yellow.
Phew. Now. Stock bonus. Yeah, so we end up starting off with some stock, so we'll just go ahead and pop off.
Yep, and the red traps will give you a boost bonus.
Yeah. Get that EXP.
So easy. Clear time, 25 seconds.
Yeah, so that gets measured in this game, which is, you know, interesting. Yeah, I think the other thing we got is, yeah, so this is an ES repair item.
That's good.
Yep.
To have those.
Mm-hmm. They sort of work like frame HPs, but they're consumable items.
Right. Okay, so this is old Miltia. In the past, in the Miltian conflict. So, is the Song of Nephilim then a contributing factor to this, right? Because during the URTV sequences we saw with Junior in Xenosaga 1, at the very least, the theme song that was playing at the time was what they basically implied was the Song of Nephilim.
Yeah, well, it's the Song of Nephilim, but yeah, they're referred to as basically the same thing, yes.
Right, yeah, so, I'm just curious if that's what's happening here, is like if that's all tied together. Or if what affected the URTVs is different than what affects the these other Realians.
That's a good question.
I have lots of them. I'm sure I'll have plenty more.
I don't think we can get out here, but it looks like you sort of can in that whole area. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it seems like this intro area is going to be pretty linear.
Yeah, it is. Ooh, boost bonus. Okay, whoops. Not what I meant to do. Since I did it, though, let's just, you know.
Crunch. That's so much damage.
Yeah. Yeah, the special abilities of ES units are pretty solid.
Of course, being level 20 probably helps too. I'm assuming this is one of those things where it's like, here, you're a higher level during this intro, and now that you're back at the main game, after the prologue, you're now level 1 and have nothing.
Well, remember, once we get back to the main scenario, we only had eggs units for our party. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how do we transition into... Do we get ES units? I mean, it's introduced enough to where it's like, of course we do, but yeah.
Right.
All right.
There's whole mechanics is involved. Check out Vector's newest, latest, super, ultra, mega gears, not gears, robots.
Yeah. Okay.
The ES units. We're actually going to use the emulators of the Zohar to turn your robots into DS units.
Indeed.
Actually, that would make sense, given all the names associated with it.
Here you go.
What is it? A pillar of light? And that sound. It's more than that. Music.
It's the Song of Nephilim.
You know what it is?
I can't believe it. Even Utic has to be aware of the danger of the song. What could possibly make them? No! If this keeps up...
Problems.
It looks like they think we're the enemy. Any ideas?
Blow them up.
Yeah, send an emergency IFF signal to let them know we're on their side. We can't let anything stop us. We have to reach our objective.
They should be receiving our IFF signal.
Wait. Something's wrong.
What is this? What the? What's going on with them?
This is... It can't be.
Bummer.
I really liked that arm.
Wait. Canaan, no. Don't listen to it. Close your mind.
That's not good. What the heck? I like swords.
Uh-huh.
Is he with us?
I don't know. But he's broadcasting an IFF.
Attention, unidentified craft. I've received your IFF signal. The other crafts have been tainted, but you seem unaffected. Are you an ally?
Well, it looks like this one's still sane. What do you think?
Getting out of here is our first priority right now. I think
Does
we
the
should
song of-
stick together.
Does the Song of Nephilim
Agreed.
affect humans as well? Or is it just realians?
That's a good question.
IFF signal accepted. Stand by. I will now eliminate the affected Federation units.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Let's check out that saunter. Shion's gonna be so mad that I broke her suit. Ah, yes.
Impressive.
All that communicates
I guess
is that
pilot
he's
is
the
just
suit.
as effective on foot as he is in his craft.
Truly
convenience.
amazing.
What?
So that just proves he just uses a suit for convenience and nothing else.
Yup.
Thanks for the assist. And you're?
I am Captain Jin Uzuki.
Captain?
You don't look like you're with the regular forces. Well, whoever you are, if you're still operational, I advise you to leave. This place affects people.
This is a very
Some stop
different...
being people altogether.
They stop being people?
Unfortunately, we can't leave. Not until we've completed our mission.
Your mission?
Forgive us, Captain. I am Chaos. And this is Canaan. I suspect that you're part of the landing operation, aren't you? Do you know where the URTV force is now? If so...
URTVs? Ah, the special units. Said to possess an anti-Udu retrovirus.
Our mission is to protect them. Please, if you know where they are, tell us.
Well, this is quite a coincidence.
Oh, my perfectly coiffed hair is gonna get wet.
Although it's more than that. Fate, perhaps. In any case, I will take you.
It's a very different perspective of Jin that we get here, because the only time we interacted with him, he was much more almost absent-minded.
Much more what?
Almost like absent-minded in the way it was relayed. Like, not that he was, but just kind of like a not serious.
All right. So we're now off the ES units. We'll see. We have Chaos and Jin in our party. We do have Canaan as an extra. As if it couldn't be more obvious that Canaan's not really much of a main party member here. Just for those of you that have played this before, I did miss 2 items in the previous section. I'll go back and deal with it later, because we cannot go back at this point. So I'm pretty much locked myself out of it by missing them. So I will replay the intro, but they're just kind of off to the side when you go in. So.
Oh, really? I didn't even catch that.
Yep. I missed 2 items. There's like another nano repair and a nanosphere. So, but no big deal. They're just kind of off to the side and stuff. So we're just gonna keep it going.
Okay.
Now we're on foot. So on foot battle is a little bit different than ES battle in some ways. And I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and learn some skills here, I think. So I think Jin comes with a couple skills here, if I'm reading this right. Yeah, comes with Medica, Refresh L in level 1 Class A. Yeah, let's see here. And yeah, it's a little interesting. Let's actually go to the skills screen. This will be better. Okay, so with these, I believe we use class points to unlock classes. Says B-Link third skill. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and I think with both of these, yeah, we'll go in here. We'll unlock Class A. Get Medica. Get Refresh L. And then in Class B, get Strength +2, Bit +2. Oh. Yes, learn it, please. Okay, and then for Jin, we'll go ahead and Class B. Oops. Strength +2, +2. And we'll unlock C, I believe. Yeah. And we'll get Memory, which memory is extremely good. Recall enemy zones once learned. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, I don't believe Jin has the bonus skill points because he was not a party member in the first game. So.
Yep. You'll need to equip those
Yep.
bits and strengths too.
Yeah.
Which I would never have known. So.
Yeah, these have to be equipped, and then for Jin, you can equip these. So yeah, it's sort of interesting. I'm remembering this, so we'll take a second on this. So if we look at these are, they have the little bracelet next to them. That means you have to equip them. These green ones mean they're active skills, so you would use them from your skills menu. And then we look at memory. It's got a different icon. That means if you know memory, it's automatically used. Like
passive, got it.
Yeah, it's a passive. You don't have to equip it.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah, the skill system's a little more complex this time.
All right, that's fun.
Yep, and that's not all that's more complex. Oh yeah, we get get a double tech here. So let's go ahead and deal with our first on-foot enemy.
You tick.
Those who lack conviction, please stand aside.
I take it that this is your first time in a character-based battle. I'll give you a simple explanation.
Okay.
Take a look at the icons in the bottom left of the screen. The basic attacks are the consecutive attacks and the single attack with 0. Oh, not O, 0. Gosh. The information next to the attack icon indicates the attack characteristics. Finding the most effective attack characteristics for each enemy is the first step to obtain an advantage in battle. Okay, attacking characteristics can also be viewed in tech menu. Well, experience is the best form of training, so let's give it a try. When attacking, keep your eyes out for the B and C sign on the left of the screen.
Yeah, so what this means is every enemy has a zone that you need to take advantage of in order to attack them properly. So because of the internet, I happen to know UTIC Soldier A is BB, so we're going to do BB, which is square, square. And that will do more damage. Being able to take advantage of that zone is a good thing to keep in mind once you are able to do a little bit more in this battle system. These are our skills, ether skills. I think we have a double that we can do at some point, but I'm just gonna...
Okay, so how do you know, looking at the attacks on the left side there, that square square was 2 Bs?
So, generally, if it's your first time playing this game, you're going to find out by attempting to use the attacks. You're going to see that when you press square, B shows up. When you press triangle, C shows up.
I see.
For the record, circle is going to be A. So A, B, C.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was looking at the symbols next to your combos, and like, I was like, there's nothing that indicates there's no color matching. Like, I don't understand.
Correct. Yeah, so it's a physical move. I think we're back on Jin, so it's like a slashing physical attack move. Circle has aerial, which means you can hit things in the air with circle.
So, okay, so P being physical, and then whatever this green symbol means.
I don't know what that is, but yes, whatever that is.
And then the blade showing that he's a slashing, but one of these actually uses a fist instead. Or
yeah,
some kind of like,
yeah, I think his aerial uses like a fist for some reason. So he might hit with the scabbard of his sword or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you notice the B and C displayed on the left of the screen? These are called zones that indicate the location, height, where each attack hit. Okay.
There you go.
Zones and attack buttons correspond as follows. A zone, over 3 meters. B zone, 1 to 3 meters, square and circle. C zone, under 1 meter, triangle and circle. Some characters are unable to attack the A zone.
Yeah, so that I sort of forgot about that, actually. So if they're not a flying enemy, I don't think circle, I think it's going to affect the highest possible zone. So some, you can only hit the C zone because they're like a crawling thing on the ground or something. And so I think with that, square actually won't work, and you can use triangle or you can use circle. And with an aerial enemy, only circle will function.
Okay, so circle is like it will hit any zone regardless.
Yes, but you cannot combo circle unless you use boost gauge, which that has to do with stuff we'll deal with soon enough. But yeah.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
A little different, but I don't hate it. Most enemies have a zone that is their weak point. When the zone indicator is shown in the red during an attack, that is the enemy's weak point. Be careful, some enemies do not have weak zones. Break. By continuously attacking the enemy's weak zone, you'll be able to break the enemy guard. Stagger. For instance, the UTIC Soldier A in front of me becomes vulnerable with a square attack. The enemy will usually recover from break in 1 turn, but by using boost, you'll be able to maintain the break state for the next character. Okay. Air and down. Using a circle attack while the enemy is in the break state to air or down an enemy, it is possible to maintain these states for the next character by boosting again. Attacks that have a arrow, air, and down arrow, down. Icons on the bottom left of the screen are able to cause those states. Okay.
Yeah, so what that means is Jin, when they're in the break state, if you use circle, you'll air the enemy. I believe Chaos downs the enemy instead, so it depends on who you're using.
1 punches up, 1 smacks him down.
Yep.
Got it. Attacking enemy in these states will increase damage. Break 1.5 times, air 2 times, and down 2 times. Learning and taking advantage of the enemy's weak zones to cause break, air, and down is a vital strategy in battle.
Yep.
This is the end of my explanation. I will max out the boost gauge to give it a try.
Okay. So yeah, this is pretty fun. We're not really stocked properly, but that's okay. So I'm gonna boost Chaos, and then what I'm gonna do is I will send this guy up. Boom. Okay. And the boost
he
gauge
just stays up there.
Yeah, the boost gauge is maxed, so we're just gonna go crazy with it. Actually, I don't think I'm able to hit upwards with Chaos. It's very interesting. So we'll go ahead and we'll just down this one. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay. Oh.
Huh. Fascinating.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting.
Okay.
Chaos should be able to square circle to down an enemy. I don't know why I couldn't do that. That was a little weird. I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go. But one of the criticisms I've seen leveled at this game is that battles take a while, and you know, I can't. They're not wrong. It's not an incorrect criticism. We'll see it a little more as we go through random battles, and I'll endeavor to be as quick as possible with them. But sometimes random battles just take like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. The battles in Xenosaga 1 felt like it took a while, but it seems like that had more to do with how cinematic it is.
Yeah.
Is that an issue that happens here?
It's actually worse in this game. It takes longer.
Really?
It's not because they're cinematic. It's because sometimes enemies are so strong and you have to take advantage of their break zone so much that it just takes a long time, because basically the stock command exists on foot, and we'll get into it a little bit more, but basically what you want to be able to do is stock up your characters fully, break an enemy, and then unload a bunch of attacks on them when they're either aired or downed.
Gotcha. So they're kind of spongy.
Yeah, they are.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think we're going to be able to come back to this area. I don't know if we can come back to the ES portion. I won't open from this side. I think we can go in this door?
Maybe. Yeah. Fence door with 2 green lights can't be opened yet.
Yep.
West side of the street, lock on the cursor will appear again. Ah, look, it's a segment address.
Segment address number 14. Yeah, so we will be able to come back to this. If you recall, in the last game, we could use the Encephalon to go back to previous locations. Again, I don't know if we can come back to the ES portion of Old Miltia, so probably what I am going to do is redo the intro and grab those couple of items we missed. It's not that long.
Get him. Go get him.
But for the record, the nanosphere in the first section, you have to
Could you please allow us through?
You have to smash a fence, and then you go up a ramp, you smash some things for a nanosphere, and then you will fight a marine, and you can destroy debris to get a nano repair A. So, just those 2 items. It's not a big deal, really, if you miss them. They're just consumable items, but I must go get them, so.
This is who you are as a person.
Yeah, so just keep it in mind. They won't be on the screen, but that's where they are.
Gotcha. I take it you're getting used to battles. Now let me explain the menu commands to you. It increases your stock gauge by 1, like this.
So top right, you can see Jin now has 1 stock. That's the ST with the red square lit up.
You can use stock to follow up with basic attacks with extra attacks. The stock gauge goes up to 3, so it's possible to perform a 5-hit attack like square, triangle, circle, circle, circle.
Mm-hmm.
Using stock to perform extra attacks will allow you to air or down the enemy from break without using boost. Probably because it wasn't explained, it wouldn't let you do it.
Yeah, probably.
Double attacks are special attacks performed by 2 cooperating characters. Currently, the command can't be used. Certain conditions must be met in order to use it. Now it's selectable. It can be used when the current character and the boosted character have learned a double attack.
Yeah, so Jin and Chaos have a double attack, and you had to boost Jin in order on Chaos's turn in order to use a double attack. Ice Brand.
What is TC again? I forgot.
I think that's if you're attacked, you lose your turn, if I remember right. Not sure I'm remembering that fully correctly, but yeah. There are a lot of them. Really, I just pay attention to the skill points one for the most part.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It looks like we can use a double attack called Ice Brand, but in order to use the double attack, another condition has to be met. The number 2 is displayed to the right of the Ice Brand. This number signifies stock cost and requires both characters to use that amount of stock. Each double attack can only be used once per battle. There's only Captain Uzuki and me right now, so Ice Brand can only be used once. Captain Uzuki boosted during my turn, but the double attack can be used in the opposite situation as well. That's the end of the explanation of battles. The rest is just practice. I'll max out the boost gauge and the stock gauge, so good luck.
Okay, so
Chaos
because
breaking the fourth wall here.
Yeah. I don't remember what Ice Brand does, but let's go ahead and toss it. Toss it at this annoying looking mech.
Let's go.
Diamond Dust. That was cool.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, that used up some stock here. Let's see. We got Utic Soldier B and the E2 Hauser. The E2 Hauser is a CC, so let's just down it. Got some skill points for that. Utic Soldier B is CB. We are currently on Chaos. Let's see if we can do this. CB, down.
It's over.
Yeah, so we would have been able to follow up
All right,
while he's
let's keep
down,
going.
but he died. Level up.
They got him.
Yeah, they went pretty hard on the complexity of this battle system. I quite enjoy a lot of the aspects of it myself, but it is no doubt a complicated system compared to the first one. In some ways, it's a little simpler in other ways, because you don't have like 4 different menu options in the main menu for getting to your stuff.
Right. Yeah, the egregious menu item system.
Yeah. Alright.
It is a little overwhelming to look at though, because there's a lot of like icons and stuff on the screen.
Oh yeah, it's real busy. That's for sure. I think that was 3 skill upgrade Ds there.
Yeah, it should have been, yeah.
Yeah, so skill upgrade D. If you got things properly, your item menu should look something like this, except with another nano repair A and a nanosphere. So we're gonna go ahead and head out. We're getting real close to the end of the tutorial here.
All right. Stop! Stop! Guys, are we really the thing you need to worry about?
Conviction, please stand aside.
Apparently.
It's over.
Oh, didn't quite get him.
Okay, so different types of UTIC soldiers have different zones.
Yeah.
I hope there will be an end to the fighting.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one was a UTIC Soldier B that I just killed. The one before was UTIC Soldier A, and they have a different zone. So it's very important to pay attention to what the enemy is named and what the zones look like. You can see them on the interface.
Yeah.
So sometimes they look similar, but they're not exactly the same.
Keep on going. This place is a mess.
Yeah.
Did we get a cleanup on aisle 5?
Toys Universe. Is this where we go? Let's see. Did we destroy a thing? Hold on. Yeah.
Oh,
so
you
this
destroy the pillars.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you'll want to do...
All of them?
I guess. Let's see. Can we hit that one? Oh, yep. Time it right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things about this game. Just with the graphical changes, it's a little tough to see where stuff is sometimes. And
there it is.
Which objects are destructible. It's a biosphere, which is basically a tent. I believe a nanosphere recovers all ES units in your party, so it's useful later on. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think we can go in here, but this is Toys Universe. Can I press the switch?
No.
Please enter the key and confirm the code.
Right.
Let me in, let me in.
Product deliveries only. Unauthorized personnel prohibited. Toys Universe Product Management Division.
All right, bye-bye now. They do succeed at making a very interesting world in this game, in my opinion. Come on. Fool.
You fool.
There is
All
no
right.
choice but to fight.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out this guy pretty quick. And I'll take the opportunity to stock up and do kind of a standard battle here against a tougher enemy, so you can sort of see. And we'll get a little bit of a chance with the boss of this area. Oof. Oof. Let's go ahead and handle that.
Oh, man. Okay, so I will say, even though it's still very flashy, right?
Unleash a fragment of that power.
Yep.
At least the skills, the general skill usage, feels a little smoother.
Yeah. Like the ether skills.
Yeah, so like Medica, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a fairly short animation.
Yeah.
Versus, say, Xion using Medica, and it's spending like 5 minutes to do so.
Yeah, indeed.
So...
Air hit.
So I guess they had to make up for it by making all the enemies very spongy for no reason.
May you rest in peace.
Yeah, and they all have their own ether call out in this game like they did in the first one. So we heard Jin's, and then Chaos's is very similar to episode 1's.
Is Kos-mos is the same?
Yes. She still says Lazaruto Itar.
So this entire thing was a setup.
Exactly. It's all part of an attempt to make the Utic organization, or should I say, all of Miltia, into a scapegoat. Even the Realian violence that we're seeing right now is nothing more than a brushstroke in the larger picture.
But who's behind this? And why?
Utic is undoubtedly a cover for a greater power, still operating in the shadows. I believe that this power is manipulating the conflict between the Federation and the Miltian system, driving a sequence of events in order to get their hands on something very specific.
Like what?
The Y data.
The Y data?
I relieved an operative of this disk, and though I was only able to decode it partially, I discovered that all manner of data from all existing phenomena is gathered together within an area of space. And beyond that lies a special place only described in the Y data.
Captain Uzuki, how in the world did you acquire this information?
I have my ways.
Some people are just good at things.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got a skill. Come on, Chaos. You should know this by now.
He should. Okay. Yep, we're in good shape here. Go ahead and save here. And we're basically right on top of the tutorial boss, so we'll go ahead and take care of that, if you're good for that.
Yeah.
All right, and then we will go ahead and call it an episode once we do that. Head up this way.
this one's gonna be a little shorter
Sorry.
than our normal stuff, but don't worry, we will resume our regular length episodes next time.
We will.
Ashes to ashes.
We just kind of wanted to get into this, get it going, get the intro done, and then really hit the ground running next time.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be getting into the main game next time, where we'll really kind of dig into the mechanics and systems, as well as just kind of see where our party from episode 1 is right now.
Yeah. And how long it's been since the events of the last one.
Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
You will find the URTVs in the lowest level.
All right. Captain Uzuki, thank you for bringing us this far. We'll take things from here.
Of course. As I said, it was fate. I wish I could go with you further.
Was it?
However, it's imperative that I complete my work on this data. I want to completely expose the shadow behind this conflict and drag it into the light. To do this, I'll have to access the mainframe here. Also,
What?
The use of angelic imagery there is probably not a coincidence.
Hmm.
Well, that's unfortunate. I really like that statue. It's my favorite statue.
Look who it is.
This guy.
I gave
Margulis.
you far too much credit, Uzuki. I thought you were smarter than this, a better thief. I never once thought you'd just come walking in through the front door.
well, I thought you might be getting lonely, Colonel. So I figured I'd come pay you a visit.
Same old Uzuki. Neither your attitude nor your ability to bluff have shown improvement. No matter. The data you possess is no threat to us. You've got nothing.
Precisely why. I have some unfinished business here.
Precisely
I
why you
see.
showed up.
You know what this means. Uzuki!
Uzuki.
No more words. This ends here.
Okay, so first thing you might notice is that we actually have frickin' boss music for once. I'm going to use
What? That can't be right.
the move command. Pop over here. Yeah, unfortunately
that's
that
different.
resulted in a back hit, but that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and expose his break zone. I think, nope, it's the other one first. Okay. Pardon my inability to read. Okay, so
All right, so memory lets you know the enemy's break zone once you discover it.
right, yeah. So it'll allow for where you can see the zone down here, CB.
You said down here, but I didn't see what you were talking about.
I'm sorry. Down on the bottom right, above the players.
Oh, okay. Okay,
See
yes,
that?
I see it. Margulis Zone CB. Got
Yeah,
it.
I should probably be more specific for the viewers as well. Down on the bottom right, where we can see the enemy information. So
Yeah. It'd be different if we were like sitting next to each other and you just pointed at it.
yeah, which is what I did, by the way. I'm just that kind of ridiculous as a person. So
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, I've done it with Sea of Stars, trying to explain like which direction to go.
can't you see it? Like, what?
Unleash a fragment of that power.
All right, so Margulis is not too big of a deal. It is good to be able to use, and I'm just going to use, yeah, okay, we can actually do it this time. So we're going to air him.
Airing is hilarious to me.
Yep. airing is my favorite way to deal with most bosses like this. It's just can't do that. Yeah, Chaos unfortunately can't really do a lot with aired enemies.
Unleash a fragment of that power.
Is it because he can't hit aired enemies?
That is, I believe, what is going on here. Yes.
So would it be better to down them and then air them?
Yeah, it would. In this battle, it would.
Anti-break stance.
Yep. So if you down him, I'm pretty sure you can kill him before he even uses his buff abilities, but let's see who we on right now. We're on Jin. So I'm going to stock and just wait until he leaves his anti-break stance, then we'll finish him.
Unleash a fragment of that power.
Straightforward enough.
Yeah, and feel free to use your ether abilities in this fight. It really doesn't matter that much because basically this is the end of the intro, so you don't need to worry about attrition, especially if you're in this fight. Like, pretty much you get a full restore without doing anything after this fight. So
Unleash a fragment of that power.
Yeah. Also have different party members at the point. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think he still can't be broken. Let's see. Yeah, okay, actually he can. Interesting.
Reversion strike.
That's his finisher. So there we go. That's Margulis. Not as impressive as I was planning for it to be, but he's really not tough, so knock him out as quick as you can, and you'll be into the game proper.
That's unfortunate, because he's like a real big pain in the butt in Xenosaga 1.
He is.
Like, he causes a lot of problems. I suppose that really just speaks to Jin's skill more than anything.
Oh, yeah. Full sword duels.
He's just a guy who likes swords.
Uh-huh.
Some weird guy who carries around swords all the time.
Yup.
I think they were really trying to evoke some Saitan vibes with him.
A little bit. Legally distinct Saitan.
Yes, that's right. Oh, how anime.
Mm-hmm. Ah!
Gotta go.
You're a sad sight, Uzuki, even with your so-called reinforcements. Pathetic. You're out of your league. Why, it's clear now that you never even had a chance.
Captain, you're hurt.
It's from earlier. It's nothing to worry about. If you'll pardon the cliche, it's just a scratch.
I'm sorry, just the scratches don't bleed out like that.
Ah!
Huh. So it's begun. This planet is finished. There's no point in staying any longer. I think it's time we ended this. Once and for all.
Nice flourish.
Of course, the implication is that
You dare to face me, maimed as you are?
Jin's gonna die, except for Hida.
The only thing you've mastered is the art of futility.
You never know until you try, Colonel.
Everyone has a skill.
That's enough.
Right. I'm tired of your arrogance.
Fire!
Why strike each other with swords when you can shoot beams of energy at each other instead?
Uh-huh.
Ah, that's how he gets the scar.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's a cool little, like, tie-in. I like that.
Now
Indeed.
you see your death. I have always been your better in every way, Uzuki. It's something that old fool couldn't... What the...
Jin...
Idiot.
You just gotta get him monologuing so he can't see the avalanche coming from behind.
Exactly.
Does that make him Mizrahi's, like, apprentice or something?
Who?
Take this.
Jin?
I don't think so, but that's...
Is this?
Aha.
He's got some kind of tie
Storing
to
it with
Mizrahi,
you is
though.
safer than carrying it around.
Yep.
Besides, there's somewhere else I must go.
What?
Gotta go rescue my sister.
You're not serious. Look, we're still mobile, Captain. You could come with us.
No, this is my own way of atonement. I can't turn back now.
But...
Please, go on. Bring the truth of this conflict, the truth hidden in that data, to light. Please, do this one thing. For me.
Captain Uzuki.
I'm counting on you. So, farewell.
Okay, bye.
All right, then. It's all falling apart now.
Yup.
Canaan, look at that.
I don't have time to look at stuff.
Darkness.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
And that's the intro. So
Wow.
yeah, that's Miltian conflict, old Miltia, and then yeah, we've got some other scenes up and coming, but just a little taste, and yeah, we'll get into it with a little more discussion of game history, dev history, and everything. We've gone over some of that in episode 1. Like I said, check out the playlist if you're unfamiliar with this story, and you've seen this and you kind of want to see like, what is going on? What did I walk into? Episode 1 will do a fair job at kind of showing you some other things that are going on. And then the next episode is going to pick up pretty much immediately after episode 1 ends. So this is sort of a flashback.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yep. And I'll have a link to the playlist in the description. So just take a look-see when you got a chance.
Yep. And like I said, I'm probably going to replay the intro to get a couple of those items that I missed. Not a huge deal if you missed them. I think just make sure you get the ones on the ES units, because I'm not sure they're reobtainable using the Encephalon later in the game. But if you don't know what that is, don't worry. We'll figure it. We'll get to it at some point in this playthrough. And
watch the first playlist.
Yeah, watch first playlist. You'll see what the Encephalon is. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. So join us for the next one, and we'll get into the story proper.
Yep. We're excited to get into this, and I hope we are too. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you got any thoughts, as always, feel free to leave them in the comments. And additionally, please no spoilers for those who haven't seen this game, like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Keep those limited, please, is my only request. But, do what you gotta. Outside of that, we are just so glad that we get to be part of your day. We hope it is a wonderful one, and we'll catch you all in the next episode.
See you next time.
Bye-bye now.
Diddly diddly do 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 do. Thanks for watching.